मीडिया, सच सबसे पहले सबसे तेज।
Thank you very much, sir, and to everybody on the dais. Thank you for being here. And the media, namaskar. आप सब लोगों का स्वागत है. I shall first speak in Hindi and then I will repeat whatever I have to say in English. I come to you with a very, very important subject, and this is a matter of grave national concern. मैं आज आपके सामने एक बहुत ही अहम मुद्दे को लेकर आई हूँ और हमारे कोलीग्स इस हफ्ते, कल भी, आज भी और Is that fine with everybody? Should I go with English? Fair point. I'll do it in English. A lot of my colleagues are going to state capitals and talking about this. This is a matter of grave national concern, and this impacts each of our individuals in this country. It's also a threat to national security. And this is about a huge drug syndicate that's happening in this country. About 17 days back, heroin, about 3,000 kgs of heroin worth 21,000 crore rupees was seized in Gujarat at the Adani Mundra airport. But what followed in public life was complete silence by the government and pin drop silence by large sections of the media. Some of you have put it out, but I would still want to assert the large section of electronic media has chosen to be conspicuously silent on this. The heroin, which was fraudulently branded as semi-cut talcum powder, has been imported from Afghanistan by Ashi Trading Company based out of Visakhapatnam. Their owners, Sudhakar Machavaram and his wife Govindaraju Vaishali, have since been arrested. But Ashi Trading Company merely paid 4 lakh rupees for trading and handling of this consignment. They are a very small import agent. One still doesn't know who the real drug syndicate is. One doesn't know who the real owner of this imported heroin is. Because it's impossible to imagine that a small trading company will be able to import such huge consignments of drug. But this is not the only consignment that came to India. This was seized on the 9th of June this year from the same trading company and from the same airport, from the same seaport in Gujarat, the Adani Mundra port. About 25,000 kgs of heroin worth 1.75 lakh crore rupees came in from Afghanistan, and it was sent by Messrs Hassan Hussain Limited. One doesn't know where this heroin has gone. This heroin has now been disseminated in the Indian market. This has endangered the future of our youth. And instead of getting the 14 crore jobs which our youth should have got in the last 7 years as promised by the Modi government, what they have been instead given is this white powder. What they have instead been given is this heroin. Have you heard of any debates on national primetime television? I do at least 3 to 4 shows a day. I have not heard of any debate on this. Have you seen the outrage in media, outrage by the government? Not at all. If you remember, earlier this year and sometime last year, there was massive outrage in the media, and rightly so, when 2 grams of drug was found in Bollywood. All the A-listers of Bollywood, top actresses, directors, the entire industry was put in the dock, named, shamed, brazenly accused without proof of being drug peddlers. And today, 3,000 kgs of heroin is seized and not a word. Do you believe this is possible without the official patronage at the highest level? I think this is a question to ponder over. Do you believe a small trading company in Andhra Pradesh can bring in such huge drug consignments? Don't you believe, like me and like a lot of my other colleagues and well-meaning people, that official patronage at the highest level is required for this? You will be surprised to know that the Narcotics Control Bureau, which is the apex agency to clamp down on the drug cartels to find out seized drugs, has not had a Director General for the last 18 months. A year and a half, the position of Director General is lying vacant. You will also be surprised to know that this consignment was seized not by some strategic seizure search operation. It was a routine check by the Department of Revenue Intelligence in which they found this drug. So at no level of the government has a concerted effort or strategy been made to find out who's bringing in these drugs, where is this drug going. It's coming from Afghanistan, which is now in the hands of the Taliban. Nobody is thinking, nobody is talking about that, nobody is losing sleep over it. It's also important to point out here that while the government kept absolutely mum and quiet, the Narcotics, Drug and Psychotropic Substances Special Court in Bhuj has in fact directed the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence to investigate if the Mundra Adani port, its management and its authority gained any benefits from the import of 3,000 crore worth of heroin, which was seized and which was coming in from Afghanistan. I have 10 questions for the Modi government and I want to place them before you. Question number 1. Isn't the seizure of over 3,000 kgs of heroin unprecedented, and does it not point to a major crime syndicate operating freely in India which endangers the future of our people? That's question number 1. Question number 2. Where has the 25,000 kgs of heroin which came in June gone? Why has no attempt been made to find out what was the end use of that heroin? It's freely roaming in Indian markets. Please put your phones on silent. Thank you. What is the premier agency like Narcotics Control Bureau or the ED or the CBI or the DRAI doing? Are they only being going to use as BJP frontals to settle petty political scores and to topple democratically elected governments? Where are those agencies? Question number 4, does this not threaten our national security given this drug is actually coming from Afghanistan, which is now in the hands of a very dangerous Taliban which is not sympathetic to you? Question number 5, can an import of this magnitude be done without official political patronage at the highest level, and why are the Prime Minister, the Home Minister and the government at large conspicuously silent about this entire thing? Question number 6, and this is an important question. Why has the Adani Mundra airport not been investigated into? They have only issued a statement saying we don't police, we do not know what comes. But now that one of the special courts, a Bhuj court, had said we want to find out whether they profited from this import, why have they not been investigated into? Why has no probe happened? And why has Gujarat become the entry point, the inroad in the last few years, the preferred inroad for drugs being imported into India? Question number 7. Has the Adani Group, which owns and operates the Mundra port, profited from this import, like I said, as pointed out by the court? Question number 8. Why is the post of a full-time Director General of Narcotics Control Bureau lying vacant after 18 months? It's a very important position. Why is it lying vacant? Why have the Prime Minister and Modi government failed to ensure India's national security? And last but not the least, why must there be no probe under the supervision of a sitting Supreme Court judge into the matter which is of a great national security and which puts the future of an entire generation in jeopardy? We demand a full inquiry by a sitting Supreme Court judge so that the real identity of the real perpetrators of this crime is unmasked and the real guilty are brought to book. If you think I need to answer some of these in Hindi, I'm willing to, but the choice is yours. I will very, very briefly in 2 minutes make a small statement in Hindi. जो मुंद्रा के अडानी पोर्ट पर गुजरात में 3,000 किलो की हेरोइन आई, जिसका दाम करीब 21,000 करोड़ था, और उसके पहले ये तो पकड़ी गई, उसके पहले जून में करीब 25,000 किलो की हेरोइन आई थी और ये करीब 1,75,000 करोड़ की थी. किसी को नहीं पता वो कहां गई. हम सरकार से पूछना चाहते हैं आप क्या कर रहे हैं. आज पूरी की पूरी सरकार शांत क्यों बैठी हुई है? मेरा पहला सवाल सरकार से है कि क्या यह राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा का मुद्दा नहीं है? 25,000 किलो की हेरोइन कहां गई, क्या आप पता नहीं करना चाहते हैं? क्या नारकोटिक्स कंट्रोल ब्यूरो, ईडी और सीबीआई और डीआरआई का काम सिर्फ विपक्ष को डराना धमकाना है? आपकी क्या जिम्मेदारी है आज की तारीख में? क्या ये नेशनल सिक्योरिटी, राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा के लिए खतरा नहीं है? ये अफगानिस्तान के रास्ते से आ रही है जो अब तालिबान के हाथों में है. क्या इतना बड़ा इंपोर्ट सरकार में बिना संरक्षण के हो सकता है? क्या मुंद्रा पोर्ट की इसमें इन्वेस्टिगेशन, अदानी मुंद्रा पोर्ट का इसमें इन्वेस्टिगेशन होगा, उनकी जांच होगी। एक भुज के कोर्ट ने पूछा है कि क्या अदानी मुंद्रा पोर्ट को इससे फायदा मुनाफा हुआ, उसके बारे में जानकारी कब आएगी। आज भी डायरेक्टर जनरल, महानिदेशक की जो पोजीशन है नारकोटिक्स कंट्रोल ब्यूरो में, वो खाली क्यों पड़ी है 18 महीने बाद। आज भी प्रधानमंत्री और गृह मंत्री के मुंह से एक शब्द भी क्यों नहीं निकला है। और अंत में क्या इस पूरे मामले की उच्चतम न्यायालय के न्यायाधीश के देखरेख में जांच नहीं होनी चाहिए। क्या भारत के युवाओं जिनको नौकरी देने का वादा किया गया था, उनको इस एडिक्शन, उनको नशे की तरफ झोंका नहीं जा रहा है। हमारी मांग है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट जज के संरक्षण में, उनकी देखरेख में इस पूरे मामले की तफ्तीश होनी चाहिए और जो वाकई में इसके लिए जिम्मेदार हैं, उनको कड़ी से कड़ी सजा मिलनी चाहिए। थैंक यू। आई शैल नाउ टेक योर क्वेश्चंस। We shall take suo moto first and then if any other questions you have.
Should we ask other than this?
If you have a question on this, I'll be happy to take that before. Otherwise, you can ask. Anybody has a question on this? Please do print it. This is about the youth of our country. This is about the future of our country. And instead of providing them jobs and opportunities to prosper and flourish and build a stronger India, what they are being diverted towards is addiction, and not a word from the government. This is one of the biggest drug seizures that has happened. 3,000 kgs of heroin has been seized in a routine investigation. There was no strategic seizure or search that was happening. Why was that not happening? That is a big question. And who are the real people? You believe that 3,000 kgs worth of heroin can be smuggled by small-time trading people? I don't think so. Sorry, you can ask another questions.
How long this Punjab Congress Party crisis will continue? Yesterday Sidhu resigned and some news in the morning, he's again going to continue.
I will answer your question by stepping back a little. The Congress Party owes its birth to the freedom movement. And in the freedom movement, like very much in the party, we discuss, we disagree, we dissent, we debate, we do all of the above. We also are sometimes very public with our views. Should we be talking very publicly? Perhaps not. But we are a very democratic party, we do not curb dissent. What happened in Punjab was that legislators and elected MLAs felt there was a leadership change that was required. The consultative process happened, and through that consultative process, a new chief minister was selected by the elected MLAs of Punjab. Through a very consultative process, we have a very representative government which represents every community, every section of the Punjab society. I think we took a very historic decision by getting Punjab's first Dalit chief minister. The BJP has government in 17 states. Let them point out one state where they have a Dalit chief minister. We can point out several. But here in Punjab, we created history. Mr. Channi has been selected. He is entrusted with the task. We were hoping that the elections will be fought under his and Mr. Sidhu's leadership. Mr. Sidhu's had some differences of opinion and he's quit the position. He's as valuable a colleague as anybody else. I would also at this stage, from this platform, want to say that Captain Saab is a very valued colleague. He's been the Chief Minister of Punjab for over 9 years, 9 months, if I'm not wrong. And the Punjab government under his leadership, the Congress government in Punjab, has done some very spectacular work. And clamping down on the drug addiction problem is just one of them. We have consistently worked in the favor of farmers and the favor of the common man. I hope I hope Captain Saab will reconsider his decision once perhaps, some time has lapsed. As far as Mr. Sidhu is concerned, the party has entrusted him with an important task. The party believes that we have taken a historic decision. Mr. Channi is a very, very capable man, and we will go to elections under the guidance and leadership of the top brass of the Congress party and the Punjab Chief Minister. I hope everybody in the Punjab Congress and otherwise will be able to see the rationale of this. What happens within our party is very public. I hope our leaders talk more in private, less in public.
Sir, so one more. Why is your recruiting, lateral recruiting being happening in your party? Don't you have sufficient leaders?
Lateral what? Entry.
Recruitment.
Like who?
Kumar, don't you have any leadership or spokesperson?
So, I have a counter question to ask of you.
No, I'm asking you a question. Don't ask.
I'm not asking you a question. I'm putting across a point with a question. You have an organization. You ask people to join at the entry level. You also sometimes get an associate editor and an assistant editor. You have to constantly be open to talent, to new people, to new thinking, to new blood. If you shut yourself from new people, new ideas, new positions, you become a Bharatiya Janata Party. Because all that you want is people who you call tainted, you want to get the, that's what the BJP does. In our case, we are a democratic party. If somebody believes in our ideology and wants to fight the good fight that we are fighting, to save the idea of India, to save the soul of India, to fight for a more inclusive India, to fight for a more, equitable India, they are more than welcome. We can never shut ourselves from new ideas, new people, new blood, new thinking. And that's what the Congress stands for. We, of course, have many leaders of our own, and they will be coming up the ranks. They already have. But there's always going to be room for new people, because that's what democracy is all about. Democracy can never shut itself from entry of new people.
Will the leadership respond to the issues raised by Mr. Sibal, and how do you see what has happened in front of his residence?
I think Mr. Sibal is a very valued colleague. I think Mr. Sibal has been a very dedicated colleague. Mr. Sibal has raised some issues. I just hope that those issues are not raised from public platforms. While I appreciate his right to raise those issues, I believe as a junior colleague, he's a senior colleague of mine, I just hope those issues are not raised from such public platforms, because that unnecessarily, gives ammunition to opposition, to our opponents. As far as what happened outside his residence, I don't support it. I believe the Congress party's credentials have been found on the bedrock of democracy, on dissent, on disagreements. We can voice our views freely. You hope that those views are voiced in party forums, in party platforms. When you do that publicly, you also hurt the sentiment of workers who file every day in and out, battling the ideology, facing intimidation by the BJP. You disrespect their fight. They believe they are let down, and sometimes in a fit of temper they end up doing what was done. Should that have been done? No, it should not have been done. But at the same time, in the same breath, maybe voicing of views should happen in more private platforms than in such public platforms.
Do you think it's high time the Congress High Command gets a non-Gandhi face?
That's a
Non-Gandhi face.
I come from UP and I'm traveling to Karnataka. I go to many parts of the country. My work takes me there. And when I ask people who is your leader in the Congress, and if 100% of those people say Rahul Gandhi, I refuse to be a hypocrite and say we should have a non-Gandhi leader. It is for the Congress to decide who our leader will be. And if the Congress brass and file, if the Congress rank and file feel that the leader is Rahul Gandhi or the leader is Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, I will be a hypocrite to say we should have a non-Gandhi leader, because my rank and file and I myself consider Rahul Gandhi as my leader. I will not be voicing the voices of my people, of the workers who work for us, who fight the battle every day. Whether it is Karnataka, and colleagues here will vouch for this, whether it is Uttar Pradesh, whether it is Gujarat, whether it is Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, workers everywhere feel their leader is Rahul Gandhi. It's fashionable for some sections of the media and the Delhi literati and the Twitterati to say let's have a non-Gandhi leader. It is a matter to be decided by the Congress party. And if the Congress party feels our leader is Rahul Gandhi, I don't think we're taking suggestions from people on our leadership. Any other questions? Thank you. Thank you very much.